it's just been lagging while it's on it. But we're back in business now, actually. Um,
We're live right now.
sir, yes, sir. We are. It started the stream. I don't know if anybody's in it yet or not, but we have begun. See. All right, Mr. Justin secured the bag. The bag, the bag, as I like to call him. I just call him the bag, man, because I don't know, this guy, when he walks around, I just see dollar bills falling. Like just him. It's kind of crazy, bro, what this man's done at such a young age. Justin, bro, tell him about yourself, tell him about what you do, tell him why you're a beast, and tell him why you were qualified to be on the Junior Punks Millionaire Mastermind, my guy.
Awesome. So nice to meet you guys. My name is Justin Guerra. I've done some pretty cool stuff. I would think so. I've been in multiple different industries, built multiple seven-figure companies. Joe, what's crazy? The other day I was calculating how much revenue I did in the last 3 years. We've hit about over $12 million in revenue with all total of my companies put together. I'm 22 years old. I've done over $60 million in real estate transactions by the age of 21 years old. And right now I'm building a multiple 9-figure operation based on e-commerce management and just providing a different service for people to be able to create passive streams of income. So, and that's a little bit about myself. There's so many facets of different things that we could talk about. I think one of my biggest talents is being able to scale companies rapidly and understanding the system between manpower and operations. But as we go through the call, we could get more of a little bit of a guidance pace of which direction we're going to take this in.
For sure, bro. For sure. Justin, you're a GOAT, bro. 22 years old, 12 million in revenue in the last 3 years. I'm really excited too for your newest company, man, your Amazon automation. You're doing a lot of good for people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of crazy, like, for how people can get into it, how, honestly, like, relatively cheap it actually is compared to like what the service you're offering, building them an entire business essentially, that's running for them completely automated. It's super cool. So let's like touch on some things that like the audience can really like take home, and they're like, okay, with this advice, like, I have actionable steps now. So how do you get into e-commerce, and what do you think is, because right now a lot of people, they're like, yo, like, Shopify is the best, Amazon's the best, selling on Walmart online, whatever, right? There's a bunch of people selling, on and doing e-commerce. What platform do you believe is the best, and why?
That's a really good question. I don't necessarily think one platform is better than the other. It just depends on what your goal is, right? Like, if you want to go more private label and building a brand, Shopify is going to be your go-to because you're going to get a return on every dollar that you spend on ads, right? So if for me to drive traffic, all I have to make sure is that my KPIs are indicating that for every dollar I spend, I'm making $1.50, and I'm driving into my website that's going to produce this type of margin, right? For Amazon, you go private label on certain things and you do well as well too, because there's traffic established already there. But Amazon's a little bit easier to enter because you could do things like FBA, where you just do product research on things that are already performing. The traffic's already there. All you have to do is look for a margin, right? Then you have things like obviously like the smaller platforms like eBay and Walmart, or just establishing something outside of Shopify, which is your own private label company, where you don't have to leverage anybody and you could just create a website where you sell online, right? So it just really depends on what your goal is and establish that. And we could talk e-commerce all day. I think most of the value that I'm going to provide here is going to be based on like just establishing a company in yourself, right? Like, Joey, you've walked into my operations, and there's a lot of operations that I think people just walk into in general. But when you walked into my operation the first time, what did you expect? Can you give me some of your insight? Because I love to hear this.
Bro, it's funny, man. I walk in, so Justin. So the first time I was ever at your office, you had just gutted it. Like, you were like in between companies. There was like you had like, you were doing the real estate in there. Like, you had like all these cold callers, and then like you had just cleared everybody out. Like, there was nobody in the entire office. I came in, I was like, dang, like, I guess like this, he doesn't even have a company. I was like, who is this guy? I was like, all right, he's got an office, but that's cool, right? And then I came by like a week or two ago, and it was packed out, bro. Salesmen on the phone, people running around, everyone just going stupid hard. Like, everyone fired up, everyone in the office going hard. Like, this man, guys, Justin's 22, right? This fool has like grown men, bald, white, big white beards, like grinding for him, bro. Like that, like Justin runs a full, it's a real operation, it's a real company, right? This isn't isn't just some kids, running it up. So it's pretty crazy. So I think, and these are things that a lot of people, it's hard for them to get to that point at a young age. A lot of people can make a lot of money at a young age, but not a lot of people can create scalable and like really strong, like real businesses. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, or like you were telling me the other day, like, AARP or whatever, like, all your payroll and stuff, and like, everything, like everything on the back end, right? That real businesses need often aren't set up by young people, but you have it set up. So what are some things, like as you said, as someone setting up their company, that they need to look out for, man? What makes your operation an operation versus somebody else?
So that's perfect. So let's talk about how to create one of those, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, mind you, what Joey's talking about, that process took about what, 6 months, 5 months to fully get through. So from launch, right, from like a company that had $0 in the bank account to 5 months later, about to hit $1 million in revenue and a full team packed out, like everything reinvested back into the company to scale the company to a new different level of operation. Right now, we have about 12 people in office and about 60 people outside of office. And that all happened in about a 5 month time frame, right? So the first thing that you want to do when creating a company, any freaking company that you are going to create, is look for, I heard the guy before me say this, is look for a niche that has a problem, right? Like find a problem in the market that has a value tied to it, right? My problem in my market was people want to make passive income in an industry that they do not know how to enter, right? That was the problem I came to solve. Let me teach you how to make money in this industry, right? That's step one. Now I know how I'm gonna make the money. Put a ticket price to that problem. Let's say my problem, it's gonna cost you $5,000 for me to go ahead and solve that problem for you, right? Second thing, understand who you're marketing to. Understand who your average client is gonna be, right? I'm not gonna go market to a 15-year-old and go, yo, bro, let me make you money passively, right? Have a marketing plan. Sit there and go, okay, do some research based on age group and based on revenue that they make. I should target 45-year-olds that hit about $350,000 to $500,000 per year because that's going to be my average consumer. If I want to get higher margins, I should put a funding process in place, and then I could market to people that make $100,000 to $150,000 per year out of 5-year-olds or 35 to 45, right? Because then and the average American only has about $1,000 in savings. All right, so add a funding process in there. Now I have a marketing game plan. How am I going to acquire this money and give it to myself? That is basically the only question you have to ask. How am I going to get this money from them and put it in my company's pocket? That's how you figure out how to market. Whose money do I acquire for my company to scale? Whose problems do I solve? Right? Once you figure out those two things, your product and who you're going to market to, now figure out how they're going to receive the message. You guys, take notes on this. These are the exact thought processes I go through to create multi-million-dollar companies, right? So next step, how am I going to communicate with the person that I want to help solve their problem, right? Am I going to call them? Am I going to do an Instagram ad where they just scroll through their phone? Am I going to do a billboard? How am I going to get the most interaction when I talk to them? Am I going to send a team to go knock at their house? How am I going to get the most interaction? Because my whole goal is, if I spend $1 sending someone to your house, I want to know how many dollars I have to spend till I get a return back. That's all I want to know. So when you come down to this, right, use a little bit of your mind power. If a 40-year-old or a 50-year-old, how many of them are actually online, consistently online? Okay, let's do some numbers. Google, all right, about 30% of the population of America is online and offline that are above this certain age, right? Okay, well, if I want to sell a high-ticket product, how can I reach them, right? Do some more research, data of people around this age to this age and where do they stay, right? Now, if you want to, send a mailer campaign, get some mails, get some letters, send them to their house, send them for 3 months straight, and eventually you're going to have people calling you from problems that they didn't even know they had, and now they're going to pay you to solve them. It's a simple concept. Everything is number based. And you know what's funny? Like, I was watching what's it called? Social Network last night with how Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook, right? Everything was a problem. Like if you really look at it, the way he made money was solving the problem of college kids wanting to have more sex. Dead ass, bro. Dead ass. He sat there and said,
Big,
"Okay, huh?
it's a big problem, bro. It's a big
It
market.
was a big
Very,
problem.
very motivated market too.
Very motivated market, 100%, right? But that was his whole thing. He goes, the first thing he did was create the hot or not because obviously guys want to sit there and look at pictures of girls, right? The second thing was, well, let me have these guys communicate with these girls. Oh, boom, genius idea. Let me have them add their relationship status on there. I'm launching. In a matter of 3 years, he had a $600 million company. Now, how can I target more people to join my platform? Who do I need to target? First, he just went to colleges. Same concept. Who's gonna be able to receive the problem that I'm going to solve? Same shit. Always across the board. And then how can I add more people to it? How can I scale that same process? Who else can I target? Who else is going to give me their money to solve their problem? Right? And now once you have these three fundamental things, because these are your money makers right here. Your money makers, right? Next thing, people inside your operation. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you are one person, and one person cannot do very much. I promise you. Joey has seen my operation. You walk in, and I got people running around doing freaking anything and everything they can. Well, everyone has designated roles. Let's get that very clear. You have to have clear roles on what they want to do. So I'm going to use Mark Zuckerberg's example because I just watched this movie last night, and I use the same examples in my company, but just to give you some reference to $1 billion company and not Justin's little 8-figure companies. They're not as big as $1 billion company, unfortunately, yet, but you'll know about Facebook. So once he had these three things set up, he went, all right, perfect. We know who to market to, how we're going to make the money, and how we're going to scale it. I need a team. Let's go. You're going to do this right here. You're going to go ahead and scale the website. You're going to code the website and bring new ideas and integrations to the website to be able to provide more products, right? As we provide more products and services, we are able to bring more people to our website. As I provide more products and services to my company, I'm able to bring in more revenue. I'm able to target different groups of people because the same group of people that I could sell a automation service to aren't going to be the same group of people I could sell a course to, right? They might be to a certain percentage, but this group might be a lot younger than this group. So what do? I create different products and margins, right? So do you think when okay, initially let's think about this, right? When Facebook went ahead and dropped just Facebook in itself, it was to solve the problem of having more college kids having more sex, right? Simple fact. When you move forward years later, when they dropped Facebook Marketplace, do you think they were trying to solve people having more sex? No, they were trying to reach out to the consumer that was doing garage sales. More products, more services equals more money. Create an umbrella company. Dead ass. You want to make more money? Figure out how to provide more value to the market. Solve issues. Solve problems. I posted last night, and I'll reiterate this post to you guys just because I want to give you some guys some perspective on the way I'm thinking about the economy in itself. And I really want you guys to remember this shit because this is stuck in my head infinitely, forever. The thought of average wealth is just as comparable to the mediocre dreams of a 9 to 5, right? Hitting $1 million isn't impressive anymore. It's not. It's the next 100,000. If you want to really have true wealth, stop thinking small. And I'm sorry, like, if this is offensive to you or whatever the case may be, but this comes from a place of everybody wants to be rich as shit. Rich as shit sounds having fun, driving Lamborghinis, fast cars, jets. At the end of the day, you could accomplish that with mediocre wealth. If you want generational wealth, you're gonna have to think a lot bigger. And this is a fact. Based on the state of inflation and the state of the economy, your wealth needs to be exponentially large to be sustainable through any economic turmoil in your life. Look at what's happening across the world with China, Ukraine. You don't think those things affected our economy? I was reading statistics. And throughout that time with the Ukraine, when the Ukraine war started, my funding rate went down about 35%. I wasn't able to get people funded. About a month and a half later, I looked at the statistics on why that was happening, and the banks shut down their funding because of Ukraine. Start thinking about how to build wealth to sustain through anything that happens through this world. And going back to it, that means solving the largest amount of problems you can. The bigger the problem you could solve, the more money you can make. And then in the eyes of the government, the bigger the problem you could create, the bigger the problem you could solve. So let me see. I don't know how much freaking time I have left. Joe, I still have time, right?
Yeah, you got a few more minutes, bro. What do you mean by create the problem? Do you mean like be a
So
menace?
let's look at so this is set for speculation and conspiracy, right?
Yeah.
But let's look at COVID. The bigger problem you could create, the bigger problem you could solve.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at my company. Do you think anybody and their mother was thinking about Amazon automation before the company was created? No, because they were thinking they had to go be sellers on themselves. So I created the problem of you wanting more passive income from this industry that never was established to create passive income. I just created that.
So it's almost like you're not even creating a problem. You're just creating a solution that nobody ever even thought of.
But in that same fashion,
realize they have a problem, but they didn't realize they even had.
They had.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
These are tunnels to making massive amounts of money. And if you combine those in the simple concept of people and automations, because that's all a company is. A company is people and automations put together into one, making a machine. That's all it is. If you do that and have a solid enough problem in place, you have a machine to just print you fucking money, regardless of whatever happens. All right. Well, that's my 2 cents on business, guys. Remember, I'm a high school dropout.
That's more like 10 cents, bro. Maybe even 100 cents. A lot more than 2 for sure.
Remember, guys, I'm a high school dropout with a GED, and I just made a little bit of money, and I think I'm cool. So
now I think I'm a beast. Now I think I'm a savage. This man Justin is an animal, bro. Justin, where can they find you on Instagram, Twitter, etc.,
bro? At JUS.securethebag.
Hopefully, eventually, just at Jess. We're gonna make
talking to him about it. God, how easy would it be if I just told you guys just follow me at JUS? That'd be so fun.
Follow me at Bag. At the
follow
Bag.
At
Mr. Bag. Yeah, bro.
I'm trying to drop secure the bag.
If we could get you Mr. Bag at Mr. Bag, would you switch to that? No, not Mr. Bag.
No.
All right, guys. Let's get back to giving people value. Yeah, bro. But I appreciate you coming on, bro. I appreciate your time. It was awesome. I'm sure, tons of value extracted from that, and as we post this to YouTube, right, in the future, will continue to be value that people are gonna get from this. So I appreciate it, bro.
Hey, the internet's not written in fucking pencil. It's written in ink, baby. Let's be here forever.
Written in ink. Yes, sir. We can't erase it, bro. Can't erase it. Yes, sir. All right. Well, take care, brother. Have a good one. It was great having you on.
All right. Talk to you later, Joey. See you when I see you. He's funny. He's across the street from me right now, right?
Yeah, literally, we're like, if I stood up, I could probably see the top of his house. Like, it's actually crazy, bro.
All right, guys.
All right, take care, bro. Peace.
Peace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Justin, bro, what a beast, man. That guy's crushing it for his age. Let me tell you. Guys, our next guest is huge, bro. I'm super excited for our next guest. He is the founder of a lot of different things and is working on some pretty cool stuff here. So I'm excited to have him on. Guys, the next person, angel investor, entrepreneur, and he's before the age of 21, he exited 2 companies. Come on now. That's pretty crazy. So we're gonna have him on here and talk a little bit about some metaverse stuff, some NFT stuff. He'll be joining in a bit. How are you guys doing though? Can everybody hear me all right? You guys hear me all good? As far as my stats go, it looks like everything is running smoothly. Yes, sir. AJ, how are you, bro? Oh, good.
Sorry, bro. What's up?
There you are. How you doing, bro?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. Good, guys. This is AJ, man. AJ, he's an angel investor, entrepreneur, man, founder of AR Hospitality Group, 135 Stickman Saga, and the upcoming Meta Royale, which we're all super excited for. We'll talk about that in a bit. Been in crypto since 2013, quite the early adopter himself. He's invested in over 12 startups, 3 restaurants, exited 2 companies before the age of 21. And he's got a couple of other projects coming up here. You're not, AJ, you're not 21 now, are you?
No, I'm 22. I just turned 22.
Dang, bro. Dang, it's the beard, man. The beard. You're a grown man.
I know. Most people think I'm older.
Right, but most people think I'm way younger, bro. I'm 21, but like they're like, yo, this kid's got like 16 max. I'm trying to get the beard, bro. I'm trying to get it coming in like you. But bro, how's your day been, man?
It's been good, man. Just busy as always.
Yeah.
Uh,
What takes the most of your time right now?
I'd probably say so. I run a hospitality group. It's called AR Hospitality. So we do like hotel management and provide staff and do all sorts of stuff in the hospitality space. And we recently just expanded to a couple different cities. And so it's just been busy with the expansion of like hiring different team members in those cities, and then as we've grown. So yeah, it's been busy. I'm working like some days like 20 hour days between all the different stuff that I'm doing. Um, but it won't stay like that. It's just normally like that for the first little bit as we expand to a new city. But yeah, everything's going really good. Just tired, busy.
Yeah, getting all the systems set up in like a new city or a new business, right? Before you can kind of automate it, get the other people to do it for you, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's cool. Tell
That's
me, I didn't know that you had exited 2 companies, bro, before you're 21. Tell me about those and that story a little bit.
Yeah, dude. So we had a CBD dog treat company. Sounds crazy, I know. Um, that we started when we were like 17, and basically we had like made these like well first started out we were doing like original CBD stuff, and then we like had this friend that lived in New York that started doing like CBD dog treats, and we were like talking to him for a while. So we started like, all right, let's just test it out, and then it started just like selling like crazy, like just like is like you would never think, but like I don't know what if it was like the THC that's in it or like what was going on, but the dogs just like loved it, and um, a lot of people would give it to their dogs like before bed or if they're gonna take them on airplanes or like in the car, things like that, and it would just relax them. And yeah, we grew it super big. We got it like we started this in Utah because I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah originally. So we're mostly getting it in Utah. I was in like stores all over Utah, and then we got bought out by a another CBD company called Thrust CBD, and they like are the ones that they bought us out, and we just I'll probably never get back into CBD or cannabis or anything like that again. But it was fun. It was a fun experience.
Yeah. How did that company start? Did you guys like just have the idea and like concoct like the mixture to make the CBD treat, or were you guys starting like just selling somebody else's product, or how exactly did that begin?
Yeah, so basically to first start out, we basically like had taken a distributor and we were just like branding it on our own
Mm-hmm.
until we kind of grew, and then we kind of found our own. Like we basically was like a mass distributor that was doing like we could do everything on our own, just basically put our logo on it, and they were actually shipping it to us and everything. That was like when we first started, and then eventually we found a different distributor and started having someone else do our packaging, um, and that's how the process grew. So it's pretty simple. Nothing was too crazy. That's like a pretty simple thing comparable to like when you're just focusing on like one product for one market, it's pretty easy. I feel like it gets hard when you're like, if you're doing like CBD stuff for everyone, right? For drinks and gummies and this and this, and that's when it gets complicated. But it didn't take up that much time, and it's fairly simple just for what we were doing. Um, the hard part is with that too is like a lot of payment processors and like certain like platforms won't let you run ads on different like CBD or cannabis products depending on the state you're in, all sorts of different things. So that was a challenge. A lot of it was like direct to consumer, not necessarily like like you know what I'm saying. It was interesting.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
interesting how that process worked. But yeah,
Yeah, I know, especially because like when you were 17, like 5 years ago, right? CBD was in a different place in the US 5 years ago than it is now. Like, a lot of this stuff has just slowly become more and more normalized. Regulations have been a little bit more and more relaxed on stuff like that. So I'm sure back then it felt a little bit stickier.
yeah, we couldn't even use like Shopify or do anything because like they wouldn't offer payment processing to anything with cannabis or like CBD or THC, anything with that. So we had to use like the most like sketchy like payment processor, like all these things. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy, but yeah,
Couldn't
it's good.
use couldn't use Stripe or anything. Or
No. Mm-mm.
that's insane. What's the other company you exited?
So, when I first got into crypto, I started a crypto news channel called Token Center.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when I first got into crypto. Me and my best friend, he was the one that got me into crypto originally. His dad was an attorney for a crypto company. They're Gala Games now. I don't know if you're familiar with Gala Games.
Yeah.
They're the biggest crypto gaming company. And it was like their attorney, and he got me into crypto. So back before they were doing gaming, we were doing like Bitcoin mining stuff with them. So he got us into that. So he used to pay us like by the hour to go help him set up like his Bitcoin mining farms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like before I even bought my first Bitcoin, he was paying me in Bitcoin to like help set up his mining farms in Utah. Yeah, which was
Yeah.
crazy. And then we just started getting deeper and deeper into it. And then that's when me and my best friend started Token Center. Um, and yeah, it was good. We like did it. It was actually crazy. We grew it to like a pretty big. We were doing like YouTube stuff, so we were posting like simple videos of like reviews, especially during like the big ICO boom in like 2016, 2015. We were doing like a ton of reviews for like all the different projects that were coming, and then we were posting like doing a lot of Twitter stuff, reviews, news. Um, and then I don't know if you're familiar with like CoinDesk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so basically what happened was in 20 it would have been 2018. Basically what CoinDesk did is they acquired a bunch of companies and just shut them down.
Really?
So because they had all the biggest news, yeah.
That's
Kind of crazy. So we got lucky, I guess, but it was good. So after that we started 135, which originally was like Right after that, we finished that. We started 135, which was basically the same thing, which was for a while was just crypto news, and it basically was like a big community of for just like crypto education. So we had like a big Discord, big Instagram, big socials. We were just like posting news or crypto education, and then we were doing like different live stream stuff we do every week. We would do different like mastermind things focused on whether it was trading that week, and we'd get people to come in this or this, and then we had like a big subscription that we would roll out with it. But over time, like I just got kind of sick of it. Like I was focusing on trying to make like bigger plays and less focus on like stuff like that. Like I hate things that like I feel like I owe someone something, right? And when it's like part of like a subscription or like they're part of that, I feel like I always like owed them my time or owed them my stuff, and I don't not a bit, I hate that. Like I hate feeling like I have to like, oh, I have to wake up and do this for someone or do that, right? I just want to be free and be able to do what I want to do. So I kind of stopped that and had some other people keep going with that, and then we started turning 135 more into like a Web3 studio, where we started like launching NFT projects and designing, and doing a lot of like advisory stuff, um, for a bunch of projects, like mostly in Utah, because that's where I was at the time, Utah and Miami. So we helped launch a couple different projects. Like what we would do is we'd work with like Web2 brands, like stores, and different brands, clothing brands, coffee shop, drink stores, and we were helping them basically enter Web3 by offering like launching community based NFT projects that offered like discounts and stuff. So there's like the biggest drink store in all Utah. We helped them drop a project, and if you own the NFT, you get like a free drink for life.
Mm-hmm.
So that like really popped off. And then we've done different things with like Coca-Cola, Game of Thrones. So we've been working more like on the advisory thing, and then we worked on Stickman, which was fun. It was a fun experience. It was a good fun experiment. It sucks that we dropped when we did. We dropped like if I would have redone it, I just would have dropped earlier and just sent it. And we were just trying to build up the community and get it to a point where like, we've been at the right spot. But it was like it was like that week where ETH started tanking, and then like when Bored Ape Yacht Club did their like metaverse sale, and so gas fees were like 190, $200 to mint, and we were like the week after, so it was just like crazy, dude.
Yeah,
So
bro. That was
that was a bummer. Yeah, I know, but we still did pretty good for what it was. We still sold like 1,900 units. I think when ETH was at like I want to say like 23 or 2,400. So it's fine, but I definitely thought that was going to be better. And that was like one of the main reasons why we actually ended up creating Meta Royale, was just during that down period. I was like a little disappointed in like how we had done for how much work we'd put in. And then we were just like thinking, I was like, dang, dude, like this is too small of a vision. I'm like, why would we ever build a game for 1,000 people or 2,000 people? I'm like, no game in the world has that. And I'm like looking at all these different projects. Like, why are they putting money into building a game for okay, yeah, that shows they have 5,000 holders, but really, right, they have probably like 1,000, right? Maybe 500 that are active. I'm like, why are they building a game for them? And that's when it first started of like, well, how can we build a game for everyone, right? And that's when I was like brainstorming, and then I'd been talking to like Ali and those other guys, and they were like, "Yo, why wouldn't you do this?" And I was like, "Yo, that's pretty cool." That's when we first kind of started the idea of like Meta Royale, and from that period, like it's just kind of grown and grown. And right now we're just focusing on like more of the design and the actual building of the game. But once we get to the game where we want to be, we're going to be more focused on bringing in more projects into the community. So the long-term goal is hopefully have 200, 300 NFT projects involved in Meta Royale in the same community. And for guys, people that don't know, Meta Royale is our game. It's basically like, think about Super Smash Bros. Or Brawlhalla. It's basically like that play to earn style on the blockchain. But all the different characters will be separate projects, different NFT projects. So as long as you hold that project in your wallet, when you connect your wallet, it will generate that character, and you'll be able to come in and fight and earn rewards. And we're going to do crazy tournaments where it's like Junior Punks against the Goat Society and Stickman against, Doodles, or whatever we're going to end up doing. Yeah, it's going to be sick. So
no,
that's some background learn on that like how that process streamed about. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys released any like beta gameplay yet? Like for anybody to see?
No, we haven't released any beta gameplay.
Huh?
I, we we have it like right here. Actually, yesterday we did like a Twitch session that we're gonna be posting in our chat in the Discord chat for everyone to check out. That's gonna be like kind of a review on everything. Um, we starting October, probably like October 5th, October 6th, we're gonna do um, like a big Twitch event and let everyone get on because at that point, all the new UI will be done and everything will be done for basically for beta. Wallet Connect, everything will be done, and so we're gonna try to get a bunch of streamers, a bunch of people on, and do like a big Twitch event for some cash prizes and stuff. So we're planning on doing that like October 5th, October 6th.
Sweet, sweet. That's gonna be super cool, man. The Meta Royale, because like I will say, guys, I have seen the beta gameplay, and this is fire, bro. It's such a good game. How long did you guys say you've been actually developing the gameplay for it now?
Like 9 months, probably.
That's crazy.
Maybe yeah, like
what is
in the maybe
like
like a little less, maybe, but like I mean, it's been like a year since we started doing like Stickman stuff, so like 9 months probably.
Okay, I got you. So like when doing game development, because there's a lot of people, right, watching this that'll be like that are trying to launch a project or maybe want to create a game or something in the future.
Sure.
What would you say like what all goes into game development? You know, like what kind of teams do you have to manage? Because like obviously there's like the people who are like coding stuff, there's people who are designing the assets for it and everything. So like what are some of the biggest challenges of creating a game and what's like some of the most fun parts of it?
So how I set it up is basically we hired a guy from Utah that's had he has like developed a couple games, has game experience, and then we partnered with a game studio out of Dubai. And so I basically put him in charge of working with the game studio, and then every week he presents me the updates, and then I basically tell him, hey, let's change this, hey, we need to do this, let's make da da da. So the reason I did that is because it's not like I'm some crazy game developer. It's not like I have experience with that, and I want the game to be really good. So we've partnered with a game studio out of Dubai, and then this guy just works with them on the daily to adjust things, to fix things, because he has like a really strong vision of what it should look like, and then he just works with me every week to make the bigger adjustments. So it's been nice because then I don't have to manage like the day to day. Hey, you know, you guys gave me this project timeline. Hey, you guys gave me this build. This build was supposed to be done last week. Why isn't the speed run done? Da 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 da. But it's been nice because then I can just go to him directly, and he's basically like our project manager on it.
That's super nice. That's super nice. Where do you see Meta Royale being this time, like next year?
So we're about to start raising money. We already have 1.5 million. No, I'm not. They haven't. What's the right wording for that? Like written. I don't know what's the right word. Like they basically have confirmed, and they've given us the yes to be able to let other VCs know that we have 1.5 locked in. So starting October, we'll start our raise. We're going to try to raise $5 million, and we have a couple different private equity firms and VCs and a couple of different like guilds and Web3 studios that we're going to be doing that through. And that's just going to go straight into marketing, project development, game development. The goal by next year is that by minimum we have 50,000 active players, which I think is reasonable by the way that we're doing it. Because think about it, every time we bring in a new NFT project, that's anywhere from 2,000, on the low end 500, on the high end 3,000 active holders that have an opportunity to come and play. So the goal by next year is to have about 50,000 active players in the game, and hopefully we can go above that. Long-term goal is to be able to, like, when people log on or they don't have the ability to like purchase an NFT and do that when they log on and join, that we'll give each person a free NFT that's like a base character, and they'll be able to get on and play and fight against everyone else.
Well, that's gonna be sick, man. Because I mean, you and me have obviously talked about the meta royale concept before, and we're excited to be like getting involved with it. Like it's gonna be really cool. Because I definitely agree. Like I've been seeing, I saw all these projects like developing games like that are just for their community. It's not for like the broader outside all NFT space or all just anybody that wants to play video games. And it's true. Like not many people are gonna play if there's only 500. Like a possible player base of 500 people.
It's like how
Especially
could you even? It's crazy.
yeah.
I'm thinking about and I've been seeing like games getting funding that are for one community. I'm like, it's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. They're getting like I know a couple games got $1.5 million in funding for like a collection of 4,000. I'm just like, what the heck, bro? It shows you that a lot of these VCs don't even really know what's going on. They're just like Web3, crypto, like they're just all in the hype and they just like want to invest, but they
Bro,
don't even know
VCs
what's
are
going on.
fired up. VCs are fired up for Web3. I would say, bro, we got like 5 minutes left. I would say the last thing that would probably be like, I just realized would be massively valuable to people watching. How do you get funded? Like, I guess that's obviously a huge question, but like, what's the process if you want to get a VC to come invest in you? Like, what's the first step you take?
Yeah, so first thing is you got to make sure that you're set up right. You got to make sure that you're incorporated the right way. Most times you got to be set up as a C corporation and you got to have all your financial documents ready. So you got to show proof of your different revenue streams. You got to show proof of your different bank statements, things like that. People don't think about, right? It goes a long way. And then first, I would start off by trying to get a smaller amount of inside funding from friends, family, your own community, or VCs, which you have personal connections with. Friends, like you have your dad's business partner works at a VC, your cousins, da da da. Try to get, even if it's smaller funding, even if it's 10,000, 25,000, right? Because when you go to these bigger VCs, showing them, hey, here's our revenue, here's how much we generated from our community already. We've already partnered with these VCs, and that's going to make a huge difference. When getting funding. From there, it's just like it's a okay. Look at the two things. It's just a grind fest. It's a lot of emailing. Best thing to do is go through and make a list of all the VCs that have invested. Every time you see a play to earn game that's getting funding, you can see, hey, this round was led by da 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 this company, this company, this company. Add them to your list, and you can always go get contact information. You can always go get emails off their websites or LinkedIn. If you just look at their thing on LinkedIn, you can always snag emails off of it. And I would just make lists of it, and then just shoot your deck out, shoot a presentation out, connect with them on LinkedIn, try to explain what you're doing. And then a lot of times you'll find these companies that basically are just like focused on deal flow, and they make a cut off the deal flow that they bring in. So finding a couple of those good companies that have a lot of people come to them, and you work with them to help get their connections. So just I guess harvesting connections is a big thing, and making sure that you're set up in the right way so that when you get the opportunity to meet with them, that you have everything set up already. It's not like, hey, yeah, like we're just like want to raise money, but it's like, all right, cool. Is like, is this already set up? Like, where's your revenue? Hey, how much have you generated? Okay, where's that proof? Like, coming in legit and prepared is going to make a huge difference to actually get money in the door, not just have someone that's like, oh, that's a cool idea, we're interested. Because like, I'm sure they tell that to hundreds of people, right? What's
Mm-hmm.
going to matter is like that, right? The actual money that comes in the door, right?
Yeah,
But yeah, that's what I would say.
a deal that actually closes, right? So you said having it be like a C corp. Do you have like a quick list of things you would need, like what C corp revenue? What else?
The biggest thing I would say is uh, make sure you have a good pitch deck, obviously, and the biggest thing that they want to see in that pitch deck is like realistically is your team and their experience. So
Mm-hmm.
your team and what they've accomplished. So make sure you have a good pitch deck with that. Um, from there, I would definitely say obviously you need to be incorporated the right way. Make sure you can get set up as an LLC, but C corporation's best for taking on investments, and a lot of times VCs and private equity firms like investing into companies that hack that. The next thing I would say is have a clear like a clear definition and path to revenue for them, especially in Web3. Sometimes it's confusing to these VCs of how money's made in this or this because they're not used to it. So showing a very clear path to how money will be generated is really good, especially in your deck. And then from there, I would say um, make sure that you can show how you generated your revenue before, and basically that's it. I mean, you know how, like, especially right now, it's like it's the time to get into it. If you're trying to start a project, um, VCs are interested in. As time goes on, obviously it will fade out, just like a lot of other markets, right? Um, but right now is a pretty good time. It was really good last year, but it's still good right now to get funding.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. No, I mean, I can attest. Like, I've connected with a lot of people on LinkedIn and Web3. You know, I've been reached out to by people on LinkedIn that are like VC people, and they're all just like, they're all asking me, hey, like, can you find me projects? They're like, does your project need funding? Can you find people that are, you know, are looking for investment right now? There's like, you know, Web3 is a very active place for the VCs right now. You know, it's a lot different world than 9 months ago when we were all getting started in this. So it's crazy, man. But AJ, bro, you're a super smart guy, man. I'm super glad we had you on because I personally learned a lot from this conversation. So I'm sure that the audience did as well, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for doing this. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, where can everybody find you?
Instagram, AJ Affleck, AJAFFLECK. We can follow 135 on Instagram too.
Mm-hmm.
Go give Meta Royale a follow too. Gotta support
Right.
gotta support the junior punks. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? On the low key, announcement coming soon on the low key.
Yeah, bro. They're hearing it here first, man. They got that early. Yeah, awesome, man. But sweet, bro. Thank you so much for hopping on, man. We really appreciate it.
All right, brother. Talk to you later. See ya.
Awesome. Take care, bro. Peace. Sweet, man. Guy's a beast, bro. Guy's an absolute G. Awesome. All right, for our last guest, I'm sending him the email right now with the link. Double check really quick for you guys. Sweet. So I gotta set up the camera literally on my phone. So crazy. Yeah, that was super crazy, guys. That guy is an absolute animal. You know, for 22 years old, massively accomplished. Guys, there's some people who are very young and have some very like structured companies. You know, some really amazing operations that they're running right now, and have done a lot of things. So, you know, no matter what age you are, man, you guys can really just like, as no matter what age you are, you can do massive things. So, if you learn one thing from this mastermind, I hope it's that you guys can do anything, bro, anything at all. But I just sent the Zoom link over to our last guest, Cobb, the boy, founder of the Bagners. Let's see. Until then, guys, check it out. We got the office behind us right here. We got some apes in the wall. We need to get some junior punks in here, bro. We need to get, by the way, Junior Punks University, man, guys. Merch store is up. Go and check it out. I don't believe this shirt is actually on the merch store, but there's a bunch of really cool stuff on there, guys. I want you to go check it out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got the boy. Whoops. He'll be coming back. He'll be coming back here. Give it a couple minutes, guys. He just joined in, but I think he has some technical difficulties. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Man, this mastermind's been fun, man. It's been super chill. Had great guests on, great opportunities. Sir, yes, sir. There he is. My guy. How are you, bro?
Good. Oh, wait. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I was talking the entire time. I'm like, yo, you can hear me? What is going on?
All good, bro. All good. Bro, I'm excited to have you on here, man. Guys, you don't know, it's the founder of the Bagners themselves, bro. Absolutely goated community, man. Like, honestly, if you were on Twitter at all back in, what was it, July? Was July when you guys launched?
Yeah, it was July.
Yeah, bro. Guys, if you guys were on Twitter all back in July on NFT Twitter, you could not escape the word Bagner, bro. Like, that was like, it was on everything. I saw like every influencer I knew was tweeting out Bagners, bro. Every single tweet that I ever went to, the comment section was full of like Bagner. I was like, what? What is this, right? One of the most viral projects I've ever seen. I know a lot of you guys have probably seen it. So yeah, that was it was super cool, man. What you guys do with Bagners is crazy, bro. Congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I mean, I think it's it's a little blessing that we found, and it was I mean, we're excited. We're excited to try to take this to the distance.
Yeah. No, it's that wasn't, bro. It's a really cool project, you guys, with art and everything. But I just want to ask you like some questions about, as you guys launched the project, right? Like, what was like? I just want to ask you questions about the project launching. Kind of like you and me had a conversation a while ago because I wrote an article about you guys for MT Mag. Kind of just have a similar, just like conversation to that because there was a lot of value that I personally got from interviewing you and learning about the NFT space and how you guys, because like most projects do very similar things to launch, to actually to sell out or whatever they do. But everyone, like most projects have like one or two things that they did completely differently than everybody else. The ones that are actually successful, and you guys had a pretty unique story. So could you tell me a little bit, bro, about how Bagner's like how did the word Bagner come to be? That's like because that's a great story. How did the word Bagner come to be?
Yeah, I mean, so we kind of talked vaguely about this before. Everybody has a little bit of a different reiteration of how that kind of happened, but I think the general consensus is that between one of our group chats that I think I might have said it while being drunk, or Zan just said it kind of like randomly, and between us, it just kind of stuck for a while. So we were saying it for like 2 to 3 weeks prior for this even coming into fruition for a lot of people and coming into the light. So that's why it was kind of funny. We were seeing some threads like this was some long, dragged out, extravagant thing. We were just like, nah, like this was just kind of between the homies that we were saying. We thought it was funny. Um, not that anybody would notice, but my how I kind of perceived it was that I said it one night being drunk. I thought it was hilarious. Um, and then kind of stuck between everybody, and then we kind of slip it in here or there underneath somebody's shit post. And we would just say it. We just thought it was funny. But some people say that Zam made it up. Some people say that Caesar might have said it. So everybody has a different thing. That's how you know it was just kind of organic and it just kind of happened and there wasn't like a thought out method behind it.
Yeah, for sure, bro. How did so like I would say like the biggest question like everyone who's watching this, they want to launch a project or they want to go viral, right? Especially within the NFT and Web3 space. How did you guys achieve that virality that you have where everybody was just like saying Bagner nonstop? What like how did that virality come to be? What did you guys do that caused that?
Well, I think we might have done two things. I'd say different from a lot of people. And again, whether that this was very intended or not, this is just the way that it happened. So I guess kind of three things I could touch on is one being just extremely organic about it. I think ours caught fire much more than any other project in the space, at least at the time, or maybe in general, and that's okay. So maybe the speed of your virality is going to catch at a different time. You
Yeah.
understand is okay. Like not getting discouraged about when it's going to happen. The second thing I would say is you got to have an amazing core of people. I feel like a lot of people, like we all understand the community is a very important thing, but I think that there's a lot of light still not shed on it in the sense of people are more concerned about followers or more concerned about, um, like little things like the back end, like the mint price and all these kind of things. And I'm like, you really need like 100 to 200 solid people that rock with you, that really believe in what you're doing and that want to have fun with it. Because imagine like you're going on a page and you're seeing something with 10 likes, 15 likes. You're like, like, there's something there, but there's nothing really there compared to you have 50 retweets, 200 likes, like dedicated people, like engagement looks good. You have consistent people that are rocking out with you, and then other people around you are going to see this. And I think the third thing was you got to find something, again, as you kind of mentioned, just completely different. And for us, we kind of took the route of coining a new term and running with that. So it's like people are kind of looking at it. You're obviously interested in just why people are saying it, but now the attention is on the project because it's coined after this word.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something completely different. It's the same way we have hold, same way we have when, but WEN, all these kind of things, like they stick.
Yeah.
Same approach with this one.
For sure. Because I remember you told me, what was it? There was like 35 of you all just spamming it on like every single tweet. Like
probably like 75 to 125 over like 2 days.
honestly, I think that's enough. Like, I think honestly, that might be the new strategy, right? If you want to go launch a project, make the name of it something really funny, and then just have 75 to 100 people all just spam it all over Twitter for a day or two. I feel like that might be the new strat. So it sounds like it works pretty well for you guys. Yeah, man. So ever since you guys launched, how's it been with the community? Like what are the plans? What's next for Bagners? Because I know like you guys, there wasn't any huge promises or anything. It was just kind of like a fun community. What do you see as like the future for it?
Yeah, so I think that, day in, day out, we're trying to, I think more or less, like I think just really build the community as it is. And I think we have been. If you see our Twitter, like you can literally just go down. We're getting new people joining every day that people are just kind of joining because they want to join. I think that's a beautiful thing, especially at the beginning. It's like we're kind of working backwards compared to a lot of other projects where you find a lot of people that have everything behind the scenes ready. They have an entire team, they have VC, they have all these things, but they don't have the community there to really buy it or really consistently launch it and like make these things work. I feel like for us, we have the community and we have the necessity that they don't have. And it's like now we're kind of on the back end trying to work and rework and like make this an actual thing. And I mean, I think the biggest thing that we struggle with afterwards, there's no crazy promises, but we had to take like a week or two to really think about what we were going to do here because we didn't want, and I think the main thing was we didn't want people to like just be stuck bag holding because we know it was like a free mint, all these things, but
Intended.
But we definitely thought that, we can make something of this, and we have, there's some essence about it. We feel like that they're special compared to a lot of other projects, and we have all the right ingredients, we think, in our team, in our core team, to actually make something. So we've just been onboarding new people, working behind the scenes. We have obviously, we're trying to take one thing at a time. I feel like that's like how we're gonna get the maximum efficiency here. But I think it's a little bit tough. We've been dealing with a lot of, which is very unfortunate. Like everybody in our team has had like a family passing like since we launched, so it's kind of been like hindering the production of everything. But now like we're not making waves, it's just like slowing down a bit. But I feel like we're getting back on pace here, and I feel like things are getting better, if that makes sense. I feel like there's a dark cloud for a while, but it feels good now.
Yeah, for sure. I know that like right after that sellout, right after the launch, because there's a lot of hype. There's so much hype going into launches and like right at the launch, and then it's almost inevitable that there's some like cool down right afterwards, and it's almost like you see a lot of founders start scrambling, like, oh, like what are we, let's come up with some new ideas really fast, like roll stuff out. But I think it's cool you guys took like a week or two just to kind of sit back and really be thoughtful about what you guys are going to do for the future of this project, because you guys do like still have an extremely strong community that is still growing as well. So I'm really excited. What were you say? Did you say any of the ideas that you have for some of the things you want to do in the future for the community?
Yeah, I mean, we've been looking into it's kind of loose, but we're looking into like merch options. We're looking into tackle the first thing, our roadmap, which is called like what's under the bag. Anybody can check it on our website. It's looking to be a 30-day collab between a bunch of different projects / artists in the space. And that right there in itself is something that's never been done before at all. And I feel like once we kind of get it in the place that we want to get it, it's going to be like a production. Like everybody's going to see it for 30 days. We're going to be in front of everybody, especially with these other projects. And I think we're going to onboard a lot of new people. And then, I can't really talk about what we have next, but we have something following right after. So it's just like, I feel like the momentum of that over a month's period, you get to that point, and then we just kind of take off from there.
Yeah.
And kind of working like within our means. I think the biggest thing that we've been trying to do is understanding like we don't have like a big budget or a crazy budget here. We just don't. That's the realism of the situation. Is we were free mint. We made a decent amount off royalties in like the first couple days, but with payouts and all this. So really getting creative here and thinking, all right, if we want to keep this sustainable, what's the best way to go about it? And I think that's going to be the thing that follows right after what's under the bag.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, it's a free mint, so it's hard for people to have like super big expectations for you guys when they got it for free originally, so it's really cool. You guys are going to be pushed creatively with what you can do. Obviously you're not going to go and develop some massive game, but who knows, maybe you guys have so much hype, you have such a strong community, maybe some investors, some venture capital or something will see that as a potential, and you guys could work together. Who knows what the future could hold, right?
Yeah, I mean, to piggyback off that, I mean, yeah, it's not like it hasn't came in front of us before. It's not like I haven't been, I would say, maybe not a official approach, or nobody's put a contract in front of me, but people have tried getting me in contact with investors and all these kind of things. And I feel like where we're at right now is like, that's not the most important thing, is for us to just get loaded up with money or like be in debt to somebody or have somebody have the complete control over the project. And it's not going to be fun that way. It's never how it was intended. Our biggest thing is like just figuring out right now, yes, let's figure out forward thinking of how to create immediate value for our holders, how to have fun with it, how to onboard new people, and how do we actually think about this more in like a business model compared to just like us just dropping shit, because clearly we're not capable of just dropping that. And I feel like just with what we got going on, I feel like we really will be able to. So I think it'd be very interesting. And we all, and I feel like we also took it the same way of, I nobody was expecting us to do this. So I think all the people that, you find like your occasional people in your DMs that, that want to send you hate or stuff like that. And we're just like, hey guys, if we're being super honest here, we just wanted to do something fun that we never intended to really do anything after, but here we are, we're trying to create something for you guys. We feel like that's all the reason in the world to put your support behind us, being that we're trying to make something of this when we didn't have to,
Yeah.
And the more you push us forward and the more resources that we get and the more that we can do, the further that this is going to go. And like with our ideas, we know it's just going to go super far.
For sure. What's one piece of advice you have for somebody who's looking to, they're looking to start their own NFT project right now, they maybe free mint, paid mint, whatever it is, and they want to go viral. What's one piece of advice you give them to achieve that goal?
I'd say the biggest thing is figuring out figuring out something that nobody's ever done before. It's as easy as that may sound to the ear, or maybe as hard as that is to complete, that's actually what needs to be done in this space. It's the same way how Utes went so super viral, is because they implemented a method where people felt like this was a super exclusive list that was in front of everybody that people would share. It was super innovative. At face value, if maybe you want to say like it's just a second collection, they created a way to make you feel so enticed by the entirety of it. And their interface all the time, the engagement on was crazy. So it's like just that in itself. Like, yes, they were an established project, but they created something new of same value, if not more value, by doing something completely different than anybody else. So it's the same way if you want to start a new project, you got to really think out there of how that's going to work, and like what can you do different than anybody else. And even if it's a really good idea and you may not think that it's going to work, you got to push forward with that, because nothing the same is going to keep working in this space anymore. I think a lot of the stuff that's been done and a lot of things that are doing and a lot of the same roadmaps, they're just kind of boring now. They're dull. Nobody feels real value in it. So you got to be different. And it doesn't even have to be just on your roadmaps specifically, whether it's just how the communities ran, how the specific people that you're getting in that you feel like are going to be pivotal, in the same way of, you can have, I'm not going to name projects, but you can have a certain project that's been out since I don't know, March, and it's 0.05 ETH, right? That's a respectable floor. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But then you have a project like right now, like Genuine Undead, and they're sitting at 0.15, and that's just strictly community rent. There's nothing in place, right? It's people are finding the value through the art and finding the value through the community. And the people that are in the community are instilling everybody every single day that this is something worthwhile, you know?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's super cool, man. It's super cool. I love what you guys have done. Do you have any like fun stuff you guys do with your community, like community games or anything in the Discord? Like what do you guys do to boost up activity within your guys' community?
Well, our biggest thing, see, the thing is, we've been actually, which is funny, today I have a call at 6 o'clock, and furthermore, to like kind of fix our Discord as a whole and kind of revamp it.
Mm.
I think we had the general idea that people didn't really want a Discord, but I've been kind of keeping up in there in general. I think our biggest thing has been more of like Twitter, and just really like connecting. Like I have a group chat with like 75 people in our community, just strictly for getting to know everybody. Like I told them, I added them in. I was like, you're not shilling your tweets. We're not doing this for engagement. There's nothing here more than just if you want to be in here and you want to have a good conversation at all times and have jokes, you do that. So I feel like that in itself has been like crazy community building because they've been onboarding new people from whole. They'd be like, yo, this is, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just, it's as organic it can come. But
Yeah. Where do you host this group chat?
literally just like on Twitter, like just I just like wanted one day I just added the most active community members in our community. And I just was like, hey, like I just want to get to know you guys. Like I think that we should all, if we're gonna be a community, let's actually act like a community, you know?
That's clean. That's clean. That's super solid. I think a lot of people could, because honestly, like it's really. I was talking to the last literally. I was talking to, I was talking to the last like few people about this. It's all about the rock that you have at the start. Like that first core community of like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people, right? When you're first starting your project, that goes out and spreads the word, and they're the diehard fans. It's about having that core rock. That's what's going to build a strong community. Is having that core rock of people that are rocking with you, bro, forever. And by doing that, by creating a really personal connection, a real personal connection with people in your community, that's like people don't realize how impactful that is, how valuable that is, how much loyalty you're gonna have from that, and how much more those people are actually gonna engage and spread the word. It's like it does like we were just talking about. It only took 75 to 100 people, spamming Bagners for it to be a massively viral thing, right? Where the whole NFT space is like, yo, what are these Bagners, So that's super cool, bro. I don't think a lot of people realize how good of advice that is. But yeah, bro, it's been awesome having you on, man. Do you have any like last points you'd want to like someone that's launching an NFT project right now? Any last piece of advice for them? Any cautions? Anything that'll help them? Any last words?
Yeah, no, well, one, I appreciate you as well for having me here, first and foremost. I think it's really cool what you're doing. But to anybody that wants to launch a project or that really wants to get into it and thinks that they have what it is to like make it or really try to push it further, I would just say understand as a project that does not have a big backing or you feel like you're even the slightest bit unconfident, you got to understand that you got to be here every single day, 24/7. When you're at IRL work, when you're at family events, you got to be attentive, you got to be there, and you got to keep trying. Even if it's not working to the best of your ability, you got to keep trying every single day. And until you get to that point, you can't stop. Because if you could say to yourself that I'm going to drop a project, but if it doesn't work out in like a month, I feel like I'm going to be burned out or something like that, don't even do it. It's a waste of time. You're going to get a bad rep. You're not going to do sales that you wanted. You're going to feel like you put all this effort into that didn't work. You got to make sure that once you're starting it, you're going to be there every single day with a team, 4 to 5 people that want to achieve the same thing as you. And that'll take you so far.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's all about the team, man. It's all about the team. Bro, Cobb, you're the GOAT, bro. You're the GOAT. I really appreciate you coming on, man.
I appreciate you, man, for real.
But you're the bag. Well, hopefully you're gonna help everybody in this community secure the bag, man.
Hey, if I was anybody out there, I'd be very bullish. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, yes, sir, guys. You guys do not have a Bagner yet, you guys got to go do that. Cobb, you and me still need to exchange our junior punks for Bagners, bro.
Hey, okay, hit me up after this. I got you.
Yeah, I have two of them chilling. I think that honestly, the one I was gonna give to your co-founder, I made it available as a giveaway on Twitter. So I'm gonna switch this up.
Got you, no worries. I'll send that right after this.
By the way, guys, yeah, giveaway on Twitter right now, Junior Punk giveaway. Cobb, let's maybe organize. We'll text after this, bro. Let's organize a little collaborative giveaway. We'll give away some Junior Punks, some Bagners. I'll hit up the Goat Society, see they want to give away some goats. You know, maybe we'll do a ledger or something too. Be a good time.
Yeah, why not, man? For sure.
Awesome. All right, guys. Cobb, bro, I really appreciate you hopping on. You are our last guest of the day. So we're gonna wrap it up, and I really appreciate you for hopping on, bro. Thank you again.
Thank you guys. One love, one love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Take care, brother. Have a good one.
See you guys.